Hey everyone, welcome to Jones and to Get Fit here and our cooking show. Well, you might notice here as I adjust my camera a little bit, I'm not in a kitchen, right? It's a little bit different space behind me than my kitchen that you're used to seeing. Well, there's a good reason for that. First of all, anticipating for this cooking show, we're going to talk about vegetables and get all set and get you all ready to make sure you are finally prepared for your family gathering with stuff we've been working on and talking about and sharing over the past 3-4 weeks now. But my wife is hosting, she's a teacher as well, and she's doing the lunchroom work, cookie sampling stuff. So she's upstairs making cookies, and I totally spaced out. She's making fresh batches every night for her staff members and her fellow teachers. So awesome, congrats to her doing all that awesome stuff. I'm trying to resist the urge to go eat those cookies up there. So it's hard, I really just want to go upstairs. So I thought I'd give her the kitchen for the night and let her work on that. And we could talk through these vegetables. Really, it's pretty basic of what we're gonna do, but then we're also going to add 5 steps, just 5 easy tips and steps, not steps, 5 tips for you to have a fantastic time with family and friends, right? It's a stressful time of year, a lot of crazy things happen, and especially if you are the person cooking, and you know, it being a cooking show, if you're the person doing all of that, it can be really stressful with everybody at your house and all this stuff coming together, and there's some ways we can help you out with that. But first, let's talk about vegetables. There are many ways to make vegetables, right? And you know, let's be honest here, when we're kids, the majority of us, 95% of us, right, did not like eating our vegetables. We just didn't like it. We didn't like eating them. They tasted bland, they tasted boring. You know, I want pizza, like Israel's eating tonight for dinner. Or, you know, I want this, I want that. The vegetables aren't the thing. Well, as we got older, and especially once you're trying to eat healthy, you realize vegetables are a big part of your diet. They need to be, because they have all those nutrients and vitamins and all that stuff that your body needs to really fuel itself properly and efficiently, so that you are living life to the fullest and you're fueling your body correctly, so you can do the things you love, like kayak fishing, right? I can do those things more and more now because I'm eating right. So vegetables are a big part of that, as you know, you push the peas aside. Well, there's a couple ways you can make them. One, you know, a lot of us use frozen vegetables, and that's great if you're in a pinch, if you need to store things. Frozen vegetables work. They're nice, easy to make, really good for stir fries and things along those lines, but not nearly as good as fresh vegetables. And obviously, once winter comes, and if you have a garden, fresh vegetables are a lot easier. But if you don't have a garden, and when winter comes, you'll lose out on that potential to have your fresh vegetables unless you go to the store and get some, again, fresh produce, little more of a price concern. Now, totally feasible, you make it work for you. Different ways to make vegetables, right? You could steam them, you could boil them, and then you could roast them. So some of the best ways to make vegetables and to get the most out of them possible is, well, the least beneficial way that you can make them is by boiling them, right? So you put them in water, you boil them up, that boils out so many of the nutrients, and then the water is full of the nutrients and vitamins, and the vegetables, not so much. Steaming is a good way to go. If you actually just steam them, then they still contain it. But I find that my vegetables, when I do that, obviously because you're steaming it and it has moisture, it tends to be mushier and just bland. I don't care for it. Even if you put butter on it or salt and pepper, just boring. So not for me. You know, I'll do it occasionally if I'm in a pinch, but really, I don't even like steaming my vegetables. What I love to do, and what I was planning on showing you tonight until I realized that Katie has a kitchen, is I was going to show you how to roast vegetables. Really basic, really easy. Here's my tips and keys for roasting vegetables. It works fantastic for broccoli, for asparagus, delicious with asparagus, right? You could use it with cauliflower. You can use it with, you know, you got sweet potatoes. It's awesome with sweet potatoes as well. That is a nutrient-dense vegetable for you. So here's what you do. you cut them up into their pieces, right? To bite-sized pieces, whatever that is to you, right? Sweet potatoes, you cut them up into half-inch pieces, whatever you feel is bite-sized and happy for you. You chop them up and you put them in the pan, right? I like my Pyrex containers or my Pyrex pans. Those are awesome. Any container you have that's oven safe, put it in. Now, you can put a little oil in there, a little olive oil, a little grapeseed oil, something like that, and you can coat them in, churn it in it so that it coats it. One thing I found to help hold off on the spray is I just use my spray oil. That's it. I have coconut oil spray, and I just spray it on, done. And then I put seasonings on it. So you can use salt and pepper if you want, but I find really, and honestly, makes my life so much easier, and I suggest you do this, is you go to the store and you get the already mixed seasonings, right? There's like a Caribbean style seasoning, there's a roasted tomato and herb, and there's like, I don't know, 25 suggestions. I'm not even exaggerating. Like 25 different suggestions, 25 different offerings of spices and mixes there that you can get. So I have probably 6 on hand at any given point, so that depending what I'm craving, I sprinkle it on. I don't even bother with butter. I spray it with that little bit of oil, sprinkle on the seasonings, and I put it in the oven. The oven is usually heated to about 375. And generally, it takes about 7 to 10 minutes to cook, right? So if I'm cooking asparagus, it's right about 8 to 10 minutes, no more than that, right? You don't want that stringiness for asparagus. Broccoli, it's gonna be about 10 minutes. Sweet potatoes, you're talking about, right, depending on the size that you cut it, of course, about 10 minutes, maybe 12, a little bit longer, right? So see where it is. You don't want it to be mushy, but what I love about roasting is it gets it warmed, it gets it heated really good, and you get a crunch to it. And so it feels like you're biting into something that's noteworthy. I know vegetables are not, most people aren't a fan of them. That's what I found to really do it. You keep the nutrients, you keep everything in, the nutrients, vitamins in the vegetable, and boom, you're set to eat them. You can also put them in a pan with a little bit of oil and stir fry them up. That's a great way of doing it as well. So you're roasting them in a pan. Great way to get that aroma and everything else. You can add your own garlic seasoning in there. Put some garlic in with the oil in the pan beforehand, preheat it, then put your vegetables in. That works great. Another thing, if I feel a little sassy, which is crazy, is I'll put sprinkle some Parmesan cheese, or I'll cut up or shred some cheese and sprinkle that on. Especially if I'm using broccoli, I'll shred some cheddar cheese and put that up on top. Not a lot, but just a little bit. And man, that really helps bring out the flavor. Israel, has a thing on there. Do the spices get into the vegetables, or is it just on the surface? Great question. So those spices they just cover the surface of it. So like when I'm making, let's say, broccoli, right? That's one of the things I was going to show you tonight, is I cut it up into the heads, right? So you get these little trees in your pan, and I spray it with the coconut oil, and I sprinkle it on, depending how much you want. Sometimes I like going overboard because I really want that spice in there, or that seasoning in there, not so much spiciness, right? So let's say it's like a Caribbean jerk style seasoning, and I sprinkle it on. I really want that heavy seasoning. So it's on the coating, but when you bite into it, you get that sensation and that taste throughout the whole bite. And you can mix it up if you want. Once you sprinkle it on, you can turn it over a couple times, sprinkle some more. That works as well. That's a great question. And you, again, roast it in the oven, about 375, from anywhere between 7 to 10 minutes. Some might be a little bit longer, but you want to make sure it's heated all the way through. Honestly, if you're forgetful and just do 10 minutes, 9-10 minutes, boom, done. Almost like 90% of the vegetables that you can make works fantastic like that. If you're making peas, one of my all-time favorite vegetables, love it. Corn, one of my favorite ones as well. That doesn't work out so well in the oven. Like get the individual peas, pea pods, it would work. It definitely heats them up. It would work nice. Not my favorite way to do it. Those I'll put on the stove, and I'll put a little bit of oil in the pan, seasoning, and heat that up, and then I put them on and cook them up. Again, that's gonna be a little bit less, maybe 5-6 minutes on there, but that's just for my personal liking, and I like cooking them fast that way. So that's me. So those are vegetables. My basic things, really easy to do. You really didn't even need me to show you how to do that in a pan. But again, I'll recap it really quickly. To make vegetables, to get the most nutrients and most vitamins out of it as possible. And so you enjoy eating it. It's not just mushy, it's not just bland, boring stuff, right? You do not, I repeat, you do not want to boil it. Not good for it at all. Steaming works, but it ends up being mushy for me, and it takes the taste away. Roasting is the way to go. Put the oven 375. You cut up your vegetable, spray it with some oil. You could put oil in it and roll it in, but I like to spray something like coconut oil, olive oil spray, something like that. Sprinkle it with seasoning of your choice. Throw it in the oven, 10 minutes. Take it out. Beautiful, love it. Even a little cheese on there. Heaven. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So those are vegetables for you. Now, over the past couple of weeks, we've talked about so many different things you can make for your holiday meals. One thing we didn't touch on is the big part of it, right? Your big protein, like the ham and the turkey and things like that. Check out my blog, Jones and Get Fit, under recipes. Check out beachbody.com and their recipes. They have lots of different ones to help you find the right way. So many different styles and tastes and flavors so that you can find one that's yet healthy and good for you to have as well. But if you check out our YouTube channel or the jonesandtogetfit.com recipes, you'll see all the stuff we've done to help you get ready for this feast minus your major protein. All right, so we've had different stuffings. We've had cranberry sauce. We talked about vegetables. You didn't see it, but we talked about it at least. Vegetables and all that good stuff. Pecan pie, and even if you make turkey for your Christmas dinner, we have a turkey pot pie. So when you have all those leftovers, right, your family leaves, friends leave, and you're stuck with half a turkey left because they didn't eat enough, and you don't want turkey sandwiches, make a turkey pot pie. There's a recipe in there, a live cooking show. We actually see me cooking it. What? Crazy, I know. On there. So that's our YouTube channel. Check out Jones and Get Fit on YouTube, and please subscribe to that. Okay. We're going to transition really quickly into our 5 tips to help you survive these holidays, right? It's a stressful time of year. I'll tell you, my week has been absolutely crazy with school and concerts and a lot of things happening in our personal life here, just with pets, and it's been a struggle this week. And I'm sure that you, hopefully the seasons and holidays are fantastic and amazing for you. And I really, really hope that everything goes smoothly. I know that a lot of my friends, they have, either split parents or grandparents over here and families over here to visit, and you're driving all over, seeing all these different people, and it's just crazy. Well, even during those times, or if they're coming to your house and you're hosting this meal, right? And really, this is more, I'm thinking more of that if they're coming to your house. These are what these 5 tips are really for, but you can definitely make them work for anywhere you go, right? So if you're taking some food someplace, or you're just visiting over there, these tips work almost as well. But let's say they're coming to your place. So 5 tips. Tip number 1, plan ahead, right? So especially when you're making a meal, plan ahead. Know exactly what dishes you're gonna have, and get all the ingredients you need. Go to the store, make up your shopping list, go to the store, get it done. So you are thought ahead of time. You're not having to think of those last minute items and be late for it, right? So plan ahead. That's tip number 1. All right, tip number 2 is prep. Prep your meals. Prep the stuff you're gonna make, right? So if you're taking something to someplace, prep it beforehand so you could cook it, or you could take it there and bake it or cook or whatever you need to do with it. If they're coming to your house, prep it all. Prep as much of it. All these vegetables I was just talking about, heck, you could do that earlier that day. You could do that the day before, cover it, put it in your refrigerator, be done. Don't worry about it. Prep as much as you can, right? So, all right, I know I need to make, vegetables. I could prep that. I can get that ready, so all I have to do is throw it in the oven. Cranberry sauce, you could do that the day beforehand, so you're done, right? 2 days beforehand, heck, and then, I might want to heat it up, maybe if I feel like it, right? For cranberry sauce, quinoa stuffing, I could probably make that beforehand and it works. So you could prep so much of the stuff. And if it's things you can't make the day beforehand, or you want it fresh, get as much of it ready so that you can throw it together at that time. Now, one of the things that I know a lot of, I shouldn't say a lot of people, I heard some of my coworkers talking about when they make dinners or cook, is that, well, all of a sudden this is done here, my turkey's done here, but my sides are done in 5 minutes. It's just the timing of everything can be really tricky. And you know it is, because sometimes like, man, okay, I got this all lined up. It's gonna be done at, I don't know, 4 o'clock. Everything should be done, right? I timed it out, should be set. Well, the turkey also needs a little bit more time. Or, oh, I put this in too late. Or, oh, I had to busy prep this to get it in time, right? That happens. And it's gonna be okay. But if you plan ahead and you prep, that's really gonna reduce that chance. And one thing I like to do is create a master list. So just write down a list of the things you're making, and you know, might be 2 sheets of paper, right? The list of everything you're making and how much time it needs to cook and at what temperature. So you could see, and then you can have a timeline. If you really want to be crazy about it, you can make a timeline and say, all right, my turkey needs to be started here, my ham needs to be started here, quinoa stuffing here, cranberry sauce starts here, or you know, our vegetables go in 10 minutes, you know, at 350, vegetables go in, done, right? So you have a timeline, and you can see, oh, it's this time I got to put this in. Oh, it's this time I got to put this in. Oh, I can make this here and put it in here. So you have that timeline, master list, so you're ready to rock and roll. And again, things might be off, things might come off your whole master plan. All of a sudden, just might go screwy and ridiculous. So that brings us to step number 4, and that is breathe, relax. Guess what? It's going to be okay. The world didn't end because your turkey took 5 minutes longer than your vegetables, or that, oh, we forgot the cranberry sauce. The world's not going to come to end. It's going to be okay, right? So if you're out helping or at someone else's house, a relative's house, friend's house, help them along, help them make sure things are set, but let them know that it's okay if things happen, because life happens to us, right? So be okay with it. You're gonna make it. Breathe and relax. It's gonna be okay. That's step 4. So first step, plan ahead. Step 2, prep as much as you can. I could even put post-it notes on my thing so it tells me what time I need to put in, how long it needs to cook, what temperatures, so that I'm set. Take the post-it note off, you know, the wrap on it and throw it in the oven, or do whatever I need to do, right? So that's prepping. Make a master list, so you have a list of, okay, these are the items I need, these are the times it needs to go in, boom, 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 set to go. And 4th step, breathe and relax. Stuff happens, life happens, it's gonna be okay. People are going to understand. It's going to be all right, folks. All right, so that's our 4th. Our 5th and final tip to help you get through these holiday times, these holiday gatherings, is be thankful. That's it, folks. Be thankful. Be thankful for your friends, for your family, for the people with you that you're with. Not everybody has that. A lot, you know, they just don't. Maybe they have some, but not all of it. And maybe you're extremely lucky, or maybe you're someone who doesn't have all of that. You know, maybe you don't have family with you, and you're just with friends, or maybe even if you're spending holidays by yourself, that's okay. But know that there are people. You have coworkers, you have family, you have friends. There are people out there that care for you and are here for you to help you get through and help you succeed and help you be ready. So be thankful. Be thankful for the people around you, and don't just be thankful in your heart, which is huge. Tell them thank you. Tell them, you know, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. And just let them know how much you care, and that you are thankful that they're part of your life and you're part of theirs, because I hope that they're thankful for you as well. And on a little personal note this week, you know, that doesn't just go for your family and friends and human beings, it goes for your pets too, right? So as weird as it may seem, if you're not a pet person, take this with a grain of salt, but if you are, you know exactly what I mean. Let them know that you love them, pet them more, give them treats, right? Just let them know that you love them, and they'll be there to love you too. So be thankful. Those are the 5 tips to get through holiday gatherings, whether you're hosting a meal or you're going some other place. Plan ahead, prep, make a master list, breathe and relax, and then be thankful. So again, sorry, this isn't a kitchen, obviously, right? There's no stove, there's no oven, there's no microwave. What am I gonna do? This is my workout space, actually, right? You can see Arnold back there. We have Rocky over there. We got our television to display Beachbody On Demand and my weights and all that good stuff. And I'm sitting on a yoga ball. Isn't that cool? Decided to give my wife the kitchen for the night so she could prep for and make her cookies and treats for the teachers that she works with and all her co-workers. So there you go. Vegetables. As soon as I shut this video off, go back, check that out. Really appreciate you joining me today. Thank you so much. Please like this video, share it, comment with your thoughts. After Christmas, we're going to be churning a new page, and we're going to be making more and different things, getting ready for winter. Obviously, it's winter already. We're going to be making some wintertime meals. Let me know what your favorite cold weather meal is in the comments below, and we'll add it to our list, and we'll try making it healthy if it's not already, and sharing it with everybody. So thank you so much for joining me. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Right, subscribe to that, and check out jonesandgetfit.com. Thank you very much, folks. Have a wonderful and Merry Christmas. I will not talk to you via cooking show, at least, till after that. So Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Kwanzaa, all that good stuff to all of you. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate it. Have a great night. Be thankful, folks. I'm thankful for all of you. Thank you for being here for me and being supportive of the show, all of this. I'm thankful for all of you. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas, and I'll talk to you before the new year because we're going to have some fun getting ready for that. All right, catch y'all later.